When you're ready, make your way into a cross-legged seated position. And we'll begin our practice with a few rounds of soft breath. Allow yourself to soften into your practice today. Into the start of your day. And being mindful and aware of how we're doing right now. Notice how you're holding yourself. And if you can release anything, any tension with the help of your own breath. With softness and with depth, start to deepen your inhales and your exhales. Keep the heart lifted, the spine long. And just always taking a little bit of time when you can to observe what's going on within and around. Notice the chest rise and fall as you breathe in and breathe out. Keep your focus on the breath. We'll begin our movements today, bringing the feet together so the bottoms of your toes will touch. And we'll come into a nice hip opener. So interlace the fingers and hook them underneath your toes. And then on your next inhale, think of lowering the knees a little closer to the ground. The shoulders are down and relaxed. And let's help the spine by lifting the chin up as you breathe in. And breathe out. We'll just hold this butterfly stretch or Baddha Konasana. When you're ready, we'll untuck the hands from the toes. We'll open the feet out just a little bit. Spread them just a little farther away. So we're creating a little bit more of a diamond shape with the feet and the legs. And then on your next inhale, think of lifting the spine nice and tall. And then gently exhale and walk the hands forward. Bring the chin to the chest. And even as your back is in this gentle rounding shape, be mindful of your low belly. So we're not collapsing the front of the body, We're still staying mindful and lifted. Allow the knees to just rest in a way that feels comfortable. This is a big hip opener. And we'll start to walk the hands back towards the hips and start to straighten out both legs fully. Maybe popcorn the knees, flex and point the toes. And when you're ready, inhale to lift the heart. Think of making a nice L-shaped position. And then we'll walk the hands forward as much as we can in a way that feels good for our whole body. Inhale, let's lift the chin without clenching the neck or the shoulders. And then exhale, bring the chin to the chest and soften. We'll hold here for one more breath. And exhale, we'll walk the hands back towards the hips. Let's cross the ankles and come into a tabletop. So the hands are right underneath the shoulders, the knees under the hips, hip width apart. And we'll do a few rounds of cat and cow. So the toes are pointing into the ground. The fingertips, your index fingers are pointing forward. When you're ready, inhale, we'll drop the belly, lift the chin. And exhale, we'll hollow the back, bringing the chin towards the chest, pointing into the toes. Inhale, move with your breath, lift the chin, arch the back. And exhale, see if you can feel your spine as you round in your back, your own body. And one more time, inhale, we'll arch. And exhale, we'll hollow, this time coming up onto the fingertips. Tucking the hips, chin to chest. Very good. Come to a neutral back and we'll stretch out the wrist. So if it feels comfortable, you can come into a hero's pose, or you can come to a cross-legged seat again, whatever feels better for your knees. We'll clasp the hands together and we'll just roll out the wrist. And then we'll go in the opposite direction. Very good. And then we'll extend the left arm straight and the fingertips pointing down. And just gently pull the fingertips a little closer towards you with the help of your right hand. And then we'll flip the hands so the fingertips are still pointing down, but the back of the hand is facing forwards, and stretch, pulling the fingertips closer towards you. And again, opposite side, so right arm straight, pull your fingertips closer. And then flip your hand and again, just pull the fingertips. Very good. Roll out the wrist a little bit more if you need to. And when you're ready, we will come into a downward dog. So come back to that tabletop if it helps. And think of lifting the knees and then the hips. Bend and straighten your knees if you need to kind of warm up the legs. Pressing one heel down and then the other. And then both heels down when you're ready. pressing into the fingertips to support the wrist. And then we'll walk the toes forward, coming into a forward fold. The feet are behind the wrist. Bend into the knees as much as you need to so it feels comfortable. And let's grab opposite elbows. Bring the chin to the chest. Allow your upper body to get heavy. And breathe in through the nose. And exhale, we'll lower the hands back down. And we'll root to rise. So pressing into all four corners of the feet. Slowly allow yourself to come to a standing position. Keep the chin to the chest. We'll circle the arms around and up, palms to touch. Exhale, hands to heart, pressing the palms together. Inhale, keep the hands together. Lift the arms up and exhale, come back down to your forward fold. Bend the knees, chin to chest. Inhale, lengthen the legs as much as you can. Think of creating a little bit of an L shape, lifting the heart away from the knees. And then exhale, hands on the ground. Step both feet back, coming into a high plank. Use your core as you breathe in. And exhale, we'll drop the knees. And we'll open them up as wide as our yoga mat, point into the toes. Come into a child's pose. Rest the forehead, rest the upper body, rest the entire body. Being aware of any kind of stretch or sensation that comes to your attention. And then release that and come back to your breath. When you're ready, we'll come back into our tabletop. Lifting the hips. And we'll meet back again in downward dog. Hips up. Pressing into, again, our hands and our feet. Pressing into the heels, pressing into the index fingers, clawing into your mat. Think of opening up the shoulders, creating a bit of a triangle. And then again, we'll walk the toes towards our wrist. Take your time. And again, grabbing opposite elbows. Bend into the knees so the back of the legs feel comfortable, and bring the chin to the chest. Maybe you sway the upper body left and right, leaning your weight into your left foot and then into your right. And we'll place the hands on the ground. We'll think of coming into our mountains pose again. So if it helps, think of pressing into your pinky toes as you slowly take your time to come to a standing position. Chin to chest. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, press the palms together, slide them down to the heart. Very good. Let's bring the toes together and we'll lift our left knee up so we can stretch out the hips a little bit. So interlace the fingers, hook them just in front of the knee, and think of bringing your knee closer to your chest. Point into the left toes. Find your balance. Allow your eyes to focus on one point to help with your balance. And then exhale, we'll release. And we'll switch sides. Lift your right knee up. And then interlacing the fingers. Support your knee and bring it closer to your chest. Think of pointing into the right toes. Breathe in. And exhale, we will release. Right foot on the ground. Bring the hand on the hips. We'll stretch out the ankles. Lift the left heel off the ground. And switch sides. Lift your right heel off the ground. And switch. Lift your left heel off the ground. Again, still kind of focusing on one point in front of you. And switch. And drop both heels down. And we'll come into a releve, or we'll come onto the tops of our toes. So when you're ready, lift both heels up. Find your balance. Think of keeping your ankles together. Hold as we breathe in. And exhale, we'll drop both heels, and we'll practice that one more time. Inhale, lift both heels up. And exhale, we'll lower down. Lower the hands by your sides. We'll come into Tadasana. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Bend into the knees. Inhale, lift halfway. So lengthen the legs as much as you can. Think of keeping the crown of your head in alignment with your hips. Use your hands for support if you need to. Exhale, lower all the way down. Step both feet back, come into your plank pose. Hold here as we breathe in. Exhale, we'll lower the knees down and come into a child's pose. Opening the knees as wide as your mat and resting the hips towards the heels. Extending the arms forward. Hold here. Maybe bring the right ear to the ground. And then switch sides. Maybe bring the left ear to the ground. And then bring the forehead if you did have your ear rested. And then we'll come back into a tabletop, lifting the hips. Let's go ahead and let's think of bringing our left foot outside of our left hand. Maybe adjust your back knee so you have a nice stretch for your hips. Point into the back toes. Breathe in. And exhale, we'll start to lengthen our left knee, lift our big toe up. Maybe we can walk our hands over to the right. And walk your hands back to center. Step into your left toe again. Adjust your back knee, curl your back foot, lift your back knee up, and step your left foot back to a plank pose. Rest both knees, and this time we'll step our right foot outside of our right hand. So making your way into this nice low lunge with the back knee on the ground, point into your back toes, and again just think of gently pressing the hips forward, opening up the hips. Very good. Curl your back toes, lift your back knee up, get ready for your plank pose, step your right foot back, and when you're ready, we'll lower the knees, keep the lower body as it is, and we'll extend the hands forward, coming into a puppy pose. So more of a gentle downward dog. Lift the elbows, engage into the hands. Think of pressing into the feet. Breathe in through the nose. And exhale, we'll come into a bit of a back bend. So come into an upward dog or a cobra. Adjust the hands so they're underneath the shoulders. curl the toes. Maybe lift the knees up. And one more time, we'll meet in downward dog. Pedal out the knees if you need to. Think of breathing all the way into your belly. Feel that energy. And then take your time, lower the knees back down to a tabletop. Cross the ankles, and we'll meet in a cross-legged seated position. With the hands resting on the knees, let's go ahead, let's lift our left fingertips away towards the ground. Lower the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Breathe in. And then bring your head to neutral. Left hand on the left knee. Extend your right fingertips away. Lower your left ear towards your left shoulder. And breathe in. And bring your head to neutral. Right hand on your right knee. We'll do a gentle twist real quick. Right hand towards the left knee. Reach your left hand towards the back. Twist. And switch sides. Left hand towards the right knee. Right hand reaches back. Opening up through the chest. Breathe in and twist. And come back to center. Notice your breath, notice your body. With the heart lifted. We'll bring the hands to the heart. We'll bring the hands to the center of our forehead. We'll take our final inhale of our practice, breathing in through the nose. And exhale. We let it go. We release. And we end our practice.